interesting I found with Reddit affiliate marketing that I wasn't expecting, and do seem to change the overall risk-reward profile of using Reddit for affiliate marketing. Now, this first one massively rewards first mover advantage. I think Reddit affiliate marketing is one of these things where we're all going to be slow to get on it because we always have this feeling that we can always join it later and we kind of want to see what happens in the meantime. Is it going to last? Well, what I can see right now is it's still really not competitive. There's still lots of opportunity. In my videos, I keep referring back to this particular offer that I've been promoting via Reddit, and it's averaging between $50 and $100 per day. Lately, I did get in a bit of a fight with someone where we're both buying up votes at the same kind of rate and trying to get ahead of one another. But I did some maths and basically worked that what I was spending to keep up with him was actually still working out in a profit. So I'd probably say on average, I was buying around 500 upvotes per day to keep up with them. So at a price of 0.07 per upvote, I'll list all the providers for age Reddit accounts and upvotes that work below. But at a price of 0.07 per upvote, 500 upvotes per day was costing me $35. So to maintain an average commission of $50 to $100, not forgetting a lot of this is also recurring, so we don't know what the churn rate is going to be, but down the line it looks like a lot of these are going to renew. That meant that even in quite a competitive situation where I was having to buy 500 upvotes per day, I was still in a very healthy profit. And that simply doesn't apply for most niches. Most Reddit threads I've come across, there's really barely any competition. You can upvote yourself to the top with maybe 50 upvotes, something like that. Even the more extreme end tends to be around 200 or so. So even then we're talking less than $20 on upvotes. But aside from just lack of action and missing out, there's a big factor I wasn't expecting in terms of time in the market, getting in early. And that's basically that a lot of valuable Reddit threads actually get locked down. And I'm finding these all the time. When I'm searching for opportunities, I'm very regularly finding these high traffic Reddits with good commercial keywords ranking, and I just can't access them because they've been locked. So perfect example here. Generally, I found the best technique to actually find good Reddit threads is to ignore actually going into Ahrefs. I just use the Ahrefs Chrome extension, and I'll basically search my keywords, so best casino, reviews, whatever, and then put Reddit on the end, as lots of Google searches do. But in this case, we're just trying to focus on what are the highest traffic pages on Reddit in that niche. And then I can scroll through and find opportunities. So here's one I found: best online casino of 2023, 500 visitors per month, traffic value of $3,000 per month. But if I click on it, you'll see locked post, no new comments can be posted. And the crazy thing is that doesn't take down the thread, it doesn't remove all the comments, anything like that. It actually preserves it how it is. So if we come down here, Braxton here is on Easy Street. They got in time, upvoted their comment to the top. They've got all their affiliate links in here, and we can see their affiliate links, and yet no one else can now add to this Reddit thread. So quite often I'm doing this process just as a hobby, basically going through finding Reddit threads to comment on, and I often think, I'm not excited about this one, I might come back another time, can I be bothered? But then I remember that actually there's every chance that when I come back, that Reddit thread is going to be locked, and I'll never be able to access that page that's now number 4 on Google. So as I keep testing this, I'm fully expecting that some of the threads I'm commenting on might well be locked down in the future. So Braxton here has preserved their place. If I go back, we can see how many other Reddit threads have been locked or archived. This is a UK one. Archive post, new comments cannot be posted and votes cannot be cast. So here, Glockster has got in with their comment at the top. They only had 6 upvotes as well. Best online casino in Reddit's opinion. Locked post, new comments cannot be posted. Snoopy Dog, they've got their 7-bit affiliate commission there. So straight away, really interesting bit of knowledge that affects the overall Reddit game. There's always this fear of, are you going to be in a constant battle? Like I say, I'm having to spend $40 per day just to keep up with someone else in a thread, and it's not really a sustainable business if I'm having to manually check in on my rankings like that and then keep up. But it does seem like there's a reasonable chance that you can actually be the top and that thread then gets locked down and no one else can post or upvote, in which case your position is then secured. If that happened to me, what I would then do actually is hit that page with loads of off-page strategies. So money robot links, GSA links, CTR manipulation, everything I can do to push that Reddit result higher up in Google and preserve its current traffic, if not scale that current traffic. Now, the next thing I want to touch on is what happens if your Reddit account actually gets banned, because that's always the fear. Now, you can get around that by using an aged Reddit account with lots of high karma. So I'll leave a link below so you can buy those quite cheaply. I've been buying quite a few of them, partly because I think this market is going to get more and more crowded. So I think it's good to hold on to those for the time being, so that if nothing else, I've got a good batch of aged Reddit accounts with high karma, and so far I've not had any problems with restrictions. So it does seem like that's a good way to avoid getting banned. However, if you do get banned, it's really interesting. If we go, for instance, to this best VPN thread. Now, for a start, this page is doing incredibly well. It's not currently locked down, and yet it gets 30,000 visitors per month with a value of $108,000. Now, if we scroll down here, like I say, most threads aren't that competitive. This one at the top, only 229 upvotes. So I could take them on quite happy. Now, this was posted 2 months ago and edited 6 days ago. I presume that's when they put in their link. But watch what happens. If I click on their profile, we see their account has been suspended. So on one hand, disaster, account's been suspended, it's all over. But it's not, because if we come back here, we can see their comment is still live. So just because your account gets suspended, actually the content you posted and your comments are still there. So you get around there's not that sunk cost fallacy where you think you've got all these comments everywhere with all these upvotes you've invested in. I don't want to get banned because I might lose all of those. Where it seems like you don't actually lose them, even if you do get banned. But I still say use an age Reddit account to give yourself some safety there. And there are a load of other benefits to that. For instance, the high karma that gets you into subreddits that are restricted to a certain karma level and things like that. But really interesting, you get banned, but your comment's still there. Now, one other little arbitrage, little tip I want to give you. You can see if we go to buy upvotes, then it says the maximum upvotes we can get per day is 700 upvotes per post. Now, I assume that's just for posts and not for comments. But actually, if we select comments, and I've tried this, if you put in a comment here and try to do more than 700, then it won't let you. It's basically a safety feature. So when I was competing with this other person where we were each buying around 500 to 700 upvotes per day, I realized that if they're buying that consistently every day, then they're increasing their lead above me, and I've got a maximum threshold. I can only get 700 upvotes per day. So if that gap gets too wide and they're consistently buying every day, I will never be able to beat them. And like I say, there's some math going on here in that if we were each spending between $35 and $50 and making $100, then basically whoever the leader is here, who keeps making that $50 to $100 per day, they can afford to just buy upvotes consistently every day. It'll cost a lot of margin, so their profit will come down a lot, but it will secure their position. And by increasing that lead, build that moat, which therefore means any new entrant has got to work extremely hard to consistently buy 700 upvotes per day or find another way of getting upvotes. Now, I also found while I was trying to compete that actually a lot of my orders were not being fulfilled. And I think that's because I was often putting in 700 and often trying to go with faster delivery times. And so I don't know if it was a safety measure from the system or a technical fault, but one way or another, most of my orders were not being fully fulfilled. So I was still increasing my upvotes very well, but I wasn't getting that consistent 700 every time I ordered. So that initially gave me some panic that maybe I'd be unable to actually keep up with the rate of upvotes they were purchasing. But I think the key thing is just to be consistent rather than buying loads of upvotes in one go. All these just reinforce the same point, that the earlier you start and the earlier you increase your lead, then you get that real moat that's quite difficult to overtake. Because even though we're just buying upvotes, there are certain restrictions, both mechanical and for safety, which therefore mean if you can get thousands of upvotes ahead while still playing it safe, then it's going to be very difficult for people to overtake you. That won't apply to these threads where there's only 200 or so upvotes on the top comment. But in this particular niche, this was a thread that was high traffic and definitely being abused by lots of different affiliates. So if everyone else was buying all these upvotes, then I knew I could as well. Like SEO, you just want to stay in line with your competition. Having said that, noticed a lot of commissions coming in this morning. So I went in to check how my positioning was going. Now I'm still lower down in the thread, but it appears my competitor has now been deleted. I don't mean their account suspended because the comment has gone. The comment just says deleted. So maybe they went too hard with the upvotes. I don't know. One way or another, it seems like I've been spared. They haven't. So maybe the safety restrictions put in place by this platform means that they got removed and I didn't. I'm not sure. Time will tell. But for the time being, the last week has seen this battle between me and this other competitor, but even then I've still been doing between $50 and $100 per day. Today we're already up to $32 and the US hasn't woken up yet. So what have I spent in order to maintain that? It's quite difficult to say because if the upvotes can't be fulfilled, then you actually get refunded. So actually, although I feel like I've been trying to buy 500, 700 upvotes per day, a lot of those have actually been refunded. So I'm actually unable to spend the amount I even wanted to spend. So if we look at my total profit for this week, or indeed the whole campaign, I am using LinkedIn for this as well, but Reddit seems to have been responsible for about 2/3, maybe slightly more of it. So we're up to about $1,500. So the upvotes that have actually been fulfilled is 4,500. So if we times that by the cost I'm paying for upvotes, which is 0.07, so this much revenue has cost me $315 in upvotes. So if we go back to the last 7 days. That's when the majority of this has been spent because the competition has heated up. So we're talking roughly 100, 200, 300. If I go to the last 4 weeks, I can see the last week. So about $600 in the last week and up to 184 this week. So that's about $800. So we're still making almost a 3x return on that investment. And that's even in this mad competitive Reddit thread. Loads of other Reddit threads, that's just not the case. So now that competitor's been eliminated, it'll be very interesting to see what changes here.